how you get the name Auntie.
Yeah, that's how you got the name.
That's true.
When they proposed the name Ritch Auntie, I'm gonna tell you, I was like, I ain't nobody fucking auntie. I got my nieces and nephews, but I don't want to be nobody auntie. But at the end of the day, if you think about the younger women that surround you, that you've mentored.
I believe that. Through God, I really believe that.
All right, you guys. Hey, thanks. Welcome back to the Ritch Auntie podcast. Today I have my friend, my homie, Tiffany, joining me. As y'all know, Katrina is in Italy traveling for the next 2 weekends. So Tiffany is going to be my co-host for the next 2 weekends. How you feel about that?
I accept the position. I accept that responsibility of sitting here with you and chopping it up.
Yes, we're going to chop it up. So
Yes.
this month is Women's History Month. Established or started in 1975, adopted by the United Nations. How do you feel about that, celebrating women in the month
Well,
of March?
it initially started off as a feminist movement, but I think it should be something that we do all the time anyway. So, yeah.
Every month should be
Happy-
Women's Month?
Yes. Every day should
Every
be
day.
celebrating women and the things we do
agree.
and things how
Or
we
celebrate
contribute.
yourself. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think we tend to celebrate ourselves a lot. You know,
Well, we try.
We try to.
A lot of women, don't take the time to dedicate time to celebrate themselves, but it's very important.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
love yourself at the
That
end of the day.
self-care. Yeah.
Very, very important. I agree. Okay, so today we are going to be at Auntie's house where anything goes, Tiffany. You can talk about anything.
Anything goes.
Anything at Auntie's house. So since
right.
you're my guest, I'm going to let you introduce what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about what gender roles and how
Since it's Women's Month.
Yes, if they still exist, or are we like getting out of that, the man's supposed to do this and the woman's supposed to do that. Like how are we venturing away from that, and is that a good thing?
Oh,
Because
no,
it
you
seems
know, I'm
like
old-
it's creating some issues
Yeah.
between the sexes.
I think so. Just recently on Instagram, I was watching and it had Erica Banks
Yeah,
and Finesse two times on there, and they was talking. Well, they had him first talking about when he gets up, she needs to get up, preparing breakfast, thinking about what they're gonna be doing for the day, planning
Or ready
for the
to
day.
have sex.
Oh yeah, be ready for him to have sex. He did say that. So how do you feel about that as a woman?
As a woman, I feel like, and that's really the only perspective I can give as a woman.
Right.
But
Woman's perspective.
I think it depends on what we are in our relationship, like the dynamics of our relationships. If we are in a relationship to where we both are hardworking and we're both contributing to this household, it should be treated as like
Right.
a partnership. It's something we do for each other. I shouldn't have to jump up and get ready for you to get up and then still have to take care of me. We should be taking care of each other. So if you open your eyes before me, go fix breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, don't automatically expect me to treat you like my child. I'm not your mother.
So do you think like men's expectations of women is our role is to get up and fix breakfast, to cook them a meal?
That's the thing. I don't think we have roles like that anymore. We had roles like that when we were at home mothers and at home wives, and all our job was to take care of the household.
Right.
But if we're both working, we're both hard working, that should be something that we've come to some type of compromise with each other, that we're gonna do it together.
Right.
Like, I'll get up some days and cook breakfast and have
You
breakfast
get up
ready.
some days and
but
cook
some
breakfast.
some
But
days you
because
get
I
up.
have a vagina, I gotta go in there and cook, bring out the pots and
I
pans.
shouldn't have to do that every morning just because I got a vagina, because you enjoying this vagina too. So
But
we're
it's
gonna
like,
share.
bro,
We're
they
gonna share
automatically-
these.
yeah.
We're gonna share these responsibilities because you like this vagina.
I mean, I
you
get
know
what you're saying, but it's a lot of men that still expect, even though a woman works a
Yeah.
9 to 5, they still. I was married, and when I remember I was going to school and I had started working, because I didn't start working till Kason was 13. My oldest was 13. But my husband did expect me to come home and have dinner on the table,
Mm-hmm.
clothes to be washed. Like, if you want to work, that's on you, because I'm not forcing you to work.
I think we had that
But,
same issue when I was married.
Yeah, so it was like, I'm not forcing you to work, but if you want to work, I still expect, the expectation is you still cook dinner, make sure that we have a hot plate. Like, that was like the most important thing to him.
We had that. Me and my husband at the time had that same issue, and I say it's an issue because to me it was a lot to ask of me, even though I decided to go back to school, because I was working too, but I was a full-time student too.
Yeah.
So sometimes I was just a little bit too exhausted to get get home from school after I've already worked that full day too, and come home and figure out dinner for you and my
Right.
son. Like, I need you to, compromise with me and help me out.
Right.
But at the same time, he was like, well, you decided to go back to school.
So it's on you.
But it still shouldn't be on me because we're a partnership.
Right.
And part of us being together says we're going to compromise at those times when it get a little bit too much for me.
Right.
Not make it to where it's set in stone that because I'm the woman, even if I decide to go back to school, I still got to make a way. No, that's why you're here. You're
Right.
here to
So you
help me too.
You're my helpmate.
Right. You're my
in a
partner.
sense, too.
So it should be, you should feel compelled to help me out, even though you feel like that's my role. But as my partner, you shouldn't want to see me overwhelmed trying to do all of this stuff at one time when I'm going back to school to help us.
Right. So we can grow and make more money.
Right.
So let me ask you this. So coming into the marriage, did he know how to cook? I mean, did he have that
I'm gonna be
skill? Because I
honest.
feel
I'm
like
gonna be
some men
honest.
don't have the skill, so they
Right.
don't want to get in the kitchen because they don't have
I'm
the
gonna be
skill. 'Cause
honest.
that was my husband.
He never was a cook.
Yeah.
And he never had to cook because
Yeah.
I was a type. And when we first got together, I told him I didn't want him in the kitchen.
Right.
Because I'm more picky to where I'm not sure if you're in there doing it right, and I'm gonna be worried when you finish about eating your stuff. So
Right.
so I never.
So he ain't really have the
I
skill.
never
So
let
you
him
didn't mind doing the
Right.
job
I
because he
didn't
had the skill.
mind. But you ain't gotta cook it. You could go get something to eat for us.
That's what I
on
used to
those
say,
days
too.
when it's
Yeah.
a little bit too
Yeah.
much for me. Go get us something to eat and take that part away from me. Like, do that much for me. I'm not asking you to go start cleaning up rooms and do everything that I would usually do.
Right.
But if you can find a way to help me out,
Yeah.
do that. Like, even
So
if
did
you
he
don't
have
have
a
to get in the
problem?
kitchen.
Maybe he wasn't a good cook, but did he have a problem like washing clothes and folding the clothes and putting them away? Like, was he helpful?
Yeah, he
in
had
that
a problem
aspect?
with, no, he wasn't helpful.
See, my
And
ex wasn't either.
he I wouldn't say he had a problem because when he did do it, I could tell he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So half
So
the
he
time
did a
I didn't want him
half-ass
to do
job,
it.
and
Exactly.
then you would have to go back
So
and
I
finish
got to
it
go
anyway.
do it anyway. So it's like, just leave it alone and I'll get to it.
Right.
You know? But that's why I said I don't know if it's a good thing that we're getting away from these gender roles, because it is a certain way that we want our households run.
Right.
And it's
As
only,
a woman, because
and as
we always say, a
woman,
man always says you can buy a house, but a woman turns
makes
it into
a
home.
Right.
So
and I don't think they always know what to do when it comes to the way we like it.
yeah.
So, like, I know me, I can be controlling sometimes.
Yeah, you want it.
And if
want
you
it the
don't
way
do
you
it
want
the way I want it, I'm gonna come behind you and fix it, and it's gonna make you mad because now you wasted your time even doing it in the first place.
And so you can't
So
do
that's
that to a
why.
man either.
Yeah,
you
it makes
can't
him feel some
say
kind
do
of way.
this and then come back and change what he's done
Right.
and then be like, I didn't want it that way, because that's
Right.
gonna make him not want to do
Right,
it anyway.
and it makes them not want to do it again. So that's why I said I know
Yeah.
there are a lot of disadvantages to trying to take away those gender roles, because we want things a certain kind of way. But I just think at this point in the way society is run now, we need to start training our boys to understand how to take care of themselves,
Right.
so they don't
But
feel
even
like they
our
have to
young women, because
depend.
young women now don't cook. Sorry, ladies, don't get mad at me, but I'm just saying what I've heard from the young men that I've raised, saying like the young women don't cook anymore. They don't clean. They kind of messy. You see them out in the
Yeah.
streets, they look all well put together.
We
You
got
go back to their crib
and they
look
living
a
like
mess.
animals. They
at
living
the
like
end of the day,
animals.
Yeah, so it's like
these parents got to get back to raising these sons and daughters in ways to take care of yourself as an individual. Don't grow up expecting that when you meet somebody, that person's going to be taking on these roles and I'm going to be able to just chill, or they'll know how to do it. I don't have to. We need to go back to teaching these kids the basics of how to take care of themselves, and like basic manners and basic, activities that you do inside of a home when you have your own place.
Absolutely.
So when someone comes to you, you're adding to them. You're not becoming, a
child or a caregiver.
You're not
for that
becoming
person.
somebody's caregiver.
Right. You know what? It's funny because as a Latina, born in the 70s, as a Latina, we're raised to be submissive, and we're raised to take care of our men.
Right.
The boys are out there cutting the grass. They out there trimming bushes. They, doing that type of stuff. We in the house washing the clothes. We're washing dishes, and we're cooking. I mean, I was cooking and ironing at 8 years old. My mom had me at the step with the step ladder, at the stove with the little step ladder. Come on, you're going to learn how to cook. She worked, she was a nurse, so she worked, her schedule was crazy. She would be like, I'm not going to be home. I'm taking on another shift. Can you put the pork chops in the oven, season them, put them in it? Like, I was like 10. And my brothers, they were older than me. So I was like, how am I in here cooking for these grown folks? Because they're older than I am. But that's just how we're raised. We're raised to be submissive. We're raised to, even for our siblings, our male siblings, like they're,
caregivers.
We're caregivers to them. And then we're learning at the same time, that's the way we're learning how to take care of our man.
Right.
Is that the right way?
But I think
back to the basics. That's ideal. I mean, that's how it used to be. Right. But women are working. We're professionals. We making six figures out here. And
now that's outdated, because now you have so many women that are single and taking care of themselves, and then you got men that are single and don't know how to take care of themselves because they were raised in a time period where the mom told them a woman was going to be able to do all that for you.
And it's not
like that.
Men are not choosing women for that anymore, because they're like, what do I need you for? Because I could cook. Yeah, I clean. Let me tell you something. I've seen some males' houses that were
very clean.
Very clean. I'm talking about OCD. They folding clothes. They putting their laundry away. They cleaning their tubs, ladies. Ladies, they don't need us anymore.
Not like that.
We gotta bring value. How are we gonna make ourselves more valuable to a man?
Being a well-rounded woman. Being able to be that woman that can be a caregiver, but at the same time you have a certain independence to you where you're not dependent on needing a man to be happy.
Right.
To me, if you give off the energy that you are complete, you're going to attract somebody who's complete. And you're not going to be two opposites trying to find what you need in that other person.
Right.
So that's why you come as an individual that's already understanding how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your surroundings in your area. And then you add to that next person, and that next person should also be an individual that knows how to take care of themselves and how to, and that way you just become a unit, but you still two individuals.
There's some men out here like finesse 2 times, y'all. Like Erica Banks said, he's looking servant.
Yeah.
He wants you to get up. And he'll find somebody like that, because there's a woman out here that will do that. But my thing is this: you're requiring this of her, somebody who's independent. She said, "I'm on my phone because I'm booking." That means I'm making money on my phone. So of course, before I get out this damn bed, I'm gonna make sure I'm booked. My job is taken care of. Then I'm gonna get up and take care of you. So why, in the meantime, why can't that be communicated? Where's the communication at that you don't know this and he don't know this? That your relationship is really short time because of that.
It can't be something you talked about, because that's something that needs to be addressed before you get to the point where y'all cohabitating or living together or spending the night with each other. To me, we shouldn't be spending the night with each other until we have come to a good compromise of how things are going to be done.
Right.
Like if we just now getting to know each other and I'm spending out at your house for the first time, I'm not going to get up and go cook in your kitchen. Because I don't know you like that yet. Like, we
just what you doing? Why you in what pot you using?
Yeah,
we just put that fork in that pot. You gonna scratch touch my pot. That's
Yeah,
my
we
good
just
pot.
we just had sex, so we did whatever we was gonna do.
Right.
But I still need to know you on a level to where I can go in your kitchen.
Right, you gotta
and
be. You gotta be
comfortable somewhat.
Comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, at some point, like, and then I might ask and be like, you want me to go fix you something?
Show
Tell me where
the
everything
pot
is.
Yeah, show me
And,
where
you know,
everything is at.
so that's a good way to segue into it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's something that needs to be discussed before we don't got to the point where we stand together.
Right.
If we living together, we should already have an understanding of when I get up, I would prefer you not be on your phone. I need that one-on-one
Right,
attention
right.
in the morning because I feel better, you know, us talking and, you know, getting our day together first and then get on the phone and handle your business.
Right.
That might have been something that he might have been able to work with if they had a conversation.
That's bedroom conversation.
Right.
You should be having that anyway.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It comes back down to communicating. Like they obviously didn't have a good communication
Right.
with each other to be able to not
But
know
obviously,
because
because she said he wants a servant.
Right.
He wants a woman that's going to serve him. When a woman says that, you basically looking for a slave. Like you want somebody.
I think
you
she
want
just-
breakfast in bed. I
I
would
kinda
naturally
think-
do that anyway.
But
for
I think
my
she
man.
kind of just exaggerating because she feels some kind of way.
'Cause he put that
said
out there?
Yeah.
You think
Because
so?
I don't think that man. Because she even said he wanted me to kiss his feet. That man ain't asking you to kiss his feet, honey. He just asking you when you get up, don't get right on your phone. See how I'm doing and see if I'm hungry. Or see if I want to do something before we get out of bed. You know, I think that's really what he was saying is the first thing you shouldn't do when you wake up, I shouldn't look over and see you on your phone. Because that do make somebody feel a little bit like unappreciated. Like,
Right.
if I just woke up in the morning with you and the first thing I look over and you on your phone, that's
Who
a little
you looking
rude.
for?
Yeah, to me that's a little rude.
Yeah, it's
like,
a little disrespectful. You
wake
thinking
up
like
and-
what somebody was calling you last
Exactly,
night?
like,
Then
wake
you
up-
ain't gonna want to get up and make no breakfast.
Exactly. So wake up and
Right.
talk to me and see how I'm doing.
Like
and then,
what's the day? What you got planned? What you got? Okay, I'm gonna have to get on my
it
phone.
becomes
for
like a
few minutes.
personable
Yeah.
thing. Like find out what bothers your mate too. Like 'cause
Yeah.
maybe what if she didn't even know it bothered him that she's on the phone like that?
Yeah.
But usually you can feel what somebody feels some kind of way about. Every time I wake up, you on your phone.
I'm sure his ass was getting out the bed mad because she was in the bed
Right.
with the phone, and then
she
she was
not
like
taking
she
the
was
cues.
working the night before. Why she got to get up early in the morning? Why she can't sleep in the 12:30?
She can sleep in, but he
But
said
why
when
you
he
can't
wake
get up
up
and make some breakfast and then go back to sleep?
right. But he said when he wake up, she's on the phone. I think that's his major issue was that phone.
Yeah.
But she makes money on her phone, so
But
maybe
you
you
can't-
need what you need to do is when you get up, check on him first, see
Yeah.
how he doing, and be like, okay, I'm about to be on my phone for about an hour,
And
if
we
you
ain't
want
gonna
me to
do that
get
for
you-
everybody. You got
No,
to be
you
special.
got to, you got to. But if we
Got to
sitting
be
there
special.
like this, that communicating with each other,
It's
though,
communication.
and understanding like what's gonna push my buttons. Like when I
Right.
wake up and see you on your phone, that's gonna piss me off.
It's the lack of communication in relationships. Some people don't
Yeah.
know how to communicate.
Yeah.
Like
But
not know.
But then
how
he
to
used that.
communicate.
He used that her age was.
Oh, he was
why.
saying she was
He was like,
young.
because she's young, so she probably don't know. But to me,
But as a man,
That's why you
I don't know what the
communicate.
age difference is between the both of them. But as a man, that's a conversation. I know that I think, background has a lot to do with it. How you was raised has a lot to do with it. If you think about, even my son has expressed to me, like, having to cook for women because they not cooking, like, come on now. Like,
Yeah.
at some point, we women, at the end of the day, I'm with you on the gender role thing. I think a man can cook for a woman. Why I can't have breakfast in bed?
Right.
It don't got to be my birthday for you to give me breakfast in bed.
Right.
Why? Just
Every now
because
and
you
then,
love
yeah.
me and you feel like I've exceeded your expectations. Like, I've done some things for you. Why you can't treat me to breakfast in bed?
Right.
Why I always got to give it to you? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
that's why I say it goes both ways. You just got to learn this is communication.
Yeah.
Communicate with each other.
People don't know how
Keep
to
it open
communicate. There's
and
something wrong with
transparent,
communication.
and not be afraid to speak up. Like, speak up if it's bothering you. Don't keep huffing and puffing and expect your partner to understand why you upset. You know what I mean?
But some people, you speak up and they feel attacked, or they feel like a woman is bitching about it because you speaking. If something make you feel a certain way, is it the
shouldn't
way
have to-
that you communicate it,
It's the
or
way
is
you
it
say.
that-
It's the way you say it, and you shouldn't have to say it more than once.
I agree.
I shouldn't have to tell you more than once something bothers me. Because then now you said I'm bitching, but you're not listening to me.
You're not listening. You're not paying attention.
Right.
Because the woman ain't going to keep... Like, how many times you got to repeat yourself to somebody to
A
say...
woman will repeat themselves, but they shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
But we do. We do tend to repeat ourselves, and then they turn us into we nagging.
We nagging.
But
I don't want to be with her because she nagged too much.
Right, but I wouldn't
I'm
have to
nagging
nag
your
if you
ass
would
because-
listen to me.
right, you're not
like
listening.
listen and make an effort to do something about what I'm saying. And I don't think a lot of men know how to be active listeners. A lot of men listen to respond instead of listening to what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
And let's do something about what I'm saying. And then if it bothers you the way it's coming out, say that. Respond.
Right.
Tell me you don't like my delivery, and then I'll work on my delivery. But don't not listen to what I'm saying to you.
Right. Right. I don't know. I feel like... I be feeling like
But I
have this
think
conversation sometimes,
women,
and I feel like I'm not being
you know,
listened or heard.
right? But I think women and men, we communicate differently too. We
I think
talk
we're-
different.
we
We
do.
talk with our emotions,
Right, with our
and
hearts.
men are more realists. They want the reality of what you're saying, just the bread and butter. They don't want the little seasoning that you got to put on it for them, because then they get
So
lost
what's
in the sauce.
seasoning then?
They get
You know,
lost in
if
the
you having a
sauce.
conversation with your man and you feel like you trying to tell him something and he's not listening.
Okay, so
you-
example of telling him something. You telling him I don't like it from the back, and you do. How you gonna tell him that?
You talking about sex?
Yes. How you gonna tell him that without emotion as a woman? That I don't like it when you do that, and he not get mad. How can you tell him that in black and white with no
I
extra
just say
seasoning
I don't
to it?
like it like that. That don't have no seasoning, do it.
Nah, that ain't got no seasoning.
You know you can't. First of all, sex is a touchy
touchy subject, but it's a
touchy
way-
subject.
it's a
When
way-
you talk to your man
it's
about
a
sex,
way.
ladies, they take that shit personal.
They do. Depending on how you say it, though, it's all how you say
But
it.
I just said it. Do you
The
think
way
that
you
was
said, okay,
It was smart.
you could
My
have
tone was
made
wrong.
it. No, your tone went wrong, but you could have made it a little bit more caring when you said it. Like, when you be back there.
No, I ain't doing all that shit
See,
now.
see, you got. See,
I'm
you
keeping
got
100. Listen, because
Like
the thing is
because you
that
can tell them like you might like it, but let me tell you what it does for me. It don't do as much for me as it does for you. So can we try something else?
that's if he cares about how you
But
feel.
that's the
because-
delivery too, though. Your delivery.
Because some
makes
men be
it
like, well, that's how I like it, and I'm going to do it how
See,
I want
then
to
that's
do
the problem. Because now we not.
It's
we
co-
not
no
doing-
communication. You're not
Exactly.
communicating. Y'all not coming to an
And it's supposed to
mutual
be something
understanding.
we both enjoy in the bedroom. Like you don't want me to be left unsatisfied, and it's just all about you, right?
Shit, these men don't care about that sometimes.
But then that's a problem. Then
That is a big problem.
Right.
Because your woman should always be satisfied in the bedroom,
and they should
guys.
be able to say something about it.
Yeah.
Without you being totally
offended.
offended. Like they gonna get offended because that's their ego when
Yeah.
you talk about their performance. But I should be able to.
But you
come
can't,
to you
men,
and-
you cannot perform the same way with every woman.
No, every woman don't,
is different.
and a lot of men don't understand.
And some
that.
women are open to you being aggressive in the bedroom, being the dominant. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I don't mind that.
But we need to
But
switch
we
roles
can-
every now
yeah,
and then.
we can,
Every now
we
and then
can.
you gotta let me be in charge. Like every
Right.
now and then I want to be the one smacking your ass. Like, every now and
I
then,
don't know
not
about
all
all
the
that,
time.
Tiff, but-
Not all the time, because I ain't gonna make you feel like you being,
Right,
a little emasculated or whatever.
Right,
But
exactly.
every now and then, let her take control. You might have a good time.
Exactly. Men, you can't be pushy in the bedroom. You can't control your woman in the bedroom. It's like you said, it's a dual effort.
Right.
Like both parties need to be satisfied. Both parties need to be happy. Sex is very important in relationships. And if the communication about that is not there, y'all might as well
It
say that
becomes
could be
very
over.
one-sided.
Yeah, one-sided.
And then
it's
she
not
gonna
good.
find a way to get hers.
She gonna cheat.
She gonna find a way. She might cheat.
No, she gonna cheat.
I'm trying to be
She
nice.
gonna
She
cheat.
might cheat.
No, she gonna cheat.
But yeah, she gonna cheat. Because it's only so much a woman gonna take when it comes to not being satisfied. Like
Satisfied.
every time you turn around, you get yours, and you ain't really thought about, did I really get mine?
Right. And if you got to pull out toys afterwards, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
You can't let a woman unfair. You gotta feed. We have to feed couples. When you're with somebody, you have to feed each other mentally, emotionally, physically,
Right.
sexually. That's the thing where, like you said, communication is key on every level. You have to be able to make sure that the person that you're with is understood, heard, you listening. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't got that, you ain't got nothing.
And even if you don't have to, even if she don't say nothing, you can as a
tell
man, you can tell a
personality.
woman.
Let me tell you, when a man
listen to her body.
When a man knows you, he knows you.
Right.
I'm gonna say a guy that I've dated in the past, like he knew, like he would know I was off. Like
Right, he could tell your body
like, what's wrong
language.
with you?
Right.
And I'd be like, nothing. No, it's something wrong with you because I can tell. I know you. He knew me. You have to learn the person that you're with. If you don't know the person that you're with, body language, how they moving. They might not be talking like
it's
that's
certain cues that you pick up on to
right.
know something. Like she ain't
yeah,
she ain't
I could say he knew me
because
he would know what's wrong with you. Why's your you
wouldn't
off
even have
today?
to say nothing.
Wouldn't have to say anything to him
that
about
comes
how
with
my day was. That's somebody
that
who really loves you and pays attention.
Yeah, that
to you.
nonverbal communication, able to pick up on what's going on with you.
Yeah,
that's like when you really know your partner.
Yeah. Because some partners are selfish too. They're all about themselves and they don't care about.
And every now and then you gotta, remind them, like, don't forget, I need this.
Yeah.
But that all goes back to communication.
Communication is key, y'all. Y'all heard it here. Ritch Aunties, we're telling you communication is key.
Yeah.
So next Sunday, we are going to keep celebrating Women's Month. We ain't going to tell y'all what's coming because we need you to watch. But we're going to keep celebrating Women's History Month.
Yes.
We got some cool interviews coming up with some girl bosses.
Yes.
I think Haley is 12 years old. Started her lip gloss line when she was 10. So we're going to be showcasing Haley. And then, of course, Carmen is going to come on. She's 17 years old, has her own salon business going on.
Amazing hairstylist.
Another girl boss. So we are going to be celebrating girls and then going into womanhood. So we're super excited. Keep following us, the Ritch Auntie Podcast. All right, so welcome back, y'all. This is the Ritch Auntie Podcast. Super excited to have y'all here today. Got my homegirl Keisha and her daughter Haley. It's National Women's Month, so we wanted to bring, so we're going to focus this month on women. And we wanted to start with young girls that are out here opening their own businesses, got things going on that are positive. So that you, basically, Haley, like, talk to us about what made you think about opening up a business? Because I think Haley was like 10 when she started with entrepreneurship. Like 10. Really just about 10. And she was like, Miss Crystal, I'm going to have me a lip gloss line. And I was like, what? You're a boss. So tell us, like, what made you think about getting started?
I just wanted to have my own money and stop asking my mom for money.
So it wasn't your little friends running around with ashy lips and you was like, I want everybody to have
That too, but mainly like I just wanted to have my own money and be able to like spend what I want to spend and have money when I want to have it.
So you felt that boss vibe early, in other words.
Yes, ma'am.
So where you get that? Where do you think that you got that inherent boss vibe from?
My mom.
Who you watching?
My mom.
Okay, so you watching her, so they kind of just rubbed off on you.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of, Keisha, what you had to do to support her? Because I know that since you wanted to start the business to make money, like who supported it? Like how did you get involved to help her even get established?
So basically, I just asked, what are the things you need to get started? So she was able to provide those essential things that was monetary. And so I supported her in that way. As far as getting established, doing the, I don't know, whatever you make up for the lip gloss and things like that, I didn't have anything to do with that. She did her own research. She went online. She found out how to make it. She told me everything she needed. The only thing I did was actually just pay for the products.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So Haley, what kind of research? I mean, like, what do you think when you're getting started? Like, how did you Google? Like, what were you Googling to see how to make lip gloss or?
Mainly like the materials to make lip gloss and stuff. Like I used to look on TikTok, YouTube for like the recipes and how to make it. And then like I took like multiple people recipes and then put them in one and made the lip gloss.
So what was like the most important part of that you wanted your lip gloss to be, aside from how everybody else made theirs?
I wanted it to be like when you put it on your lips. A lot of lip gloss it have like when you like do this, a white part come up. I wanted mine not to have that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like that residue,
Yeah.
that film. Yeah, that is true. That does happen a lot when you buy lip gloss. What I liked about Haley too is Haley had a marketing strategy. She had like a whole set of stuff that she did. So she had the lip gloss, a scrunchie that came with it. Like she had a whole marketing plan and you probably didn't think at the time, well, I'm gonna put this in here and this is gonna be my marketing strategy. But it
came together like
that's
that.
calculated. You have to really be really smart to even think about, doing that kind of stuff. What made you think about that type of marketing? Like, I'm gonna give you a free scrunchie because you buy my lip gloss.
Lip gloss alone would have been like a lot. It would have been like $7 due to how much the materials cost. So I needed to find a way to like add something else so it wouldn't just you get lip gloss alone for the price that I was selling.
Okay. See, that's smart. Like, that's calculated. You don't think about that. But she had a whole marketing strategy. Like, to me, I was like, you 10. You a boss. You a boss girl. Like,
early.
Hashtag boss
A boss
girl.
early.
Yes. For real.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your lip gloss line?
It was Treasure as Beauty.
Okay.
Treasure as Beauty. So what made you think of that name?
Well, I was just trying to come up with names that like people didn't already have, and like the lip gloss was a hidden treasure that you found.
So how do you think that, because I know you're not doing it anymore, so do you think that, what made you stop? Because I think that it could have eventually take off, but it's like with every business you have to hang in there and just keep going and keep pushing it and keep pushing it. But I know at some point you was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. So what made you stop?
Well, I was making it all by hand, and I didn't have a wholesaler that I could like buy the product from in big bulks. So it got really tiring, and I had school, so it was really like overwhelming to do.
To do the labor part and the marketing part and the sales and shipping, all that in one.
Yeah, because she was doing everything. Keisha, right? She was shipping
She was doing
everything. She was
everything.
feeling her.
But one of the things that I do
there.
teach her is don't just put your focus on one thing. Try different things. And if there's something that you do and you don't like it, then at least you tried it, and then you go to the next thing, because you'll never know what you really like or what you can be really successful at if you don't never try things. Right. So I guess lip gloss at that point wasn't it for you. She's focused on, I think, handbags. She want to do clothing and things of that nature. But then she also have a ultimate goal that she wants to do in life. So I encourage her to continue to try things to see what you really want to do.
Absolutely.
Same as mommy. She sees me doing that. So she see me trying different things. Not that you're giving up, but, I think that you're going to fail when you're doing businesses, but you just got to keep going if it's something you want to do. But if you fail at it and it's not anything you want to do, then you try something else. Right. It's okay.
So try and try again. So what do you want to do, Haley? Do you want to continue entrepreneurship as you get older? Do you think you want to go to college? Like, what's your ultimate?
Well, I would like to go to college, and I want to start my own business as like a real estate company. But other than that, like now, as of right now, I kind of want to do a clothing brand, but me having school, it's going to be like a lot, so I don't know yet. And maybe when I get a little bit older.
Clothes and shoes. So that would be good. So if you were thinking a clothing line, like what would be your first step? Like, what do you think you would need to do? Have you already been Googling it? Because I know you be Googling stuff.
Some mainly find out what everybody haven't done and what is what can I make mine different from everybody else's.
That's good. So you're doing your research as far as what you might need. Okay, young boss, girl boss.
Yeah.
I like it.
And you started early enough that you got plenty of time to really figure out your niche. So
Yes. And your mom's going to continue to support you monetarily as
Yes.
you decide.
As I decide.
As you decide what you need to be a girl boss. All right, girl boss. So we're happy to have you here on the Ritch Auntie podcast today. Thank you for coming out.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Ritch Auntie podcast. As we stated the last time we met with Haley, we were coming back and bringing you guys another girl boss. So today we have Carmen here with us. Super excited to have her here. And Carmen is a hairstylist, and we are going to talk to Carmen about how she got started, what made her get started. So Carmen, tell us, like, what made you get into the hair business? Got her own salon, doing her own thing. So what made you get started in the hair business?
So, I always liked doing my own hair, but I never took it serious. So, I done been from job to job. I done worked at McDonald's, Wendy's, Walmart, Hibbett's, like every job you could think of. So
Every teenage job somebody
Right.
could think of.
Right.
Okay.
So it took me to get kicked out the house from going like far away from where my job was to just realize, like I wasn't gonna be able to get back and forth to work. So I started doing my ex-best friend and her sister hair, and I would post it on my story. Everybody be like, you should do hair, you can do hair, this, and that. So I started in August. I had started doing people hair for back to school. So I was doing hair for back to school, and I wasn't charging, not much. I was just telling, people just tip me. And they was tipping me or whatever, and I liked doing it, like it was fun, like we made like TikToks and stuff like that. So my ex-best friend's sister, she made me a hair page. And I was like, what should I name my hair page? Like, I don't like, what? I was like confused. I didn't know how to make no booking site, no nothing. And I was just lost. Like, I didn't know what to do. So she was helping me or whatever. And I finally, went ahead and posted the people that I did for back to school. I posted their hair on my page. And the first post that I made it August 24th. So that's when I started doing hair. And ever since then, I think the first post that I made got like over like 3,000 views. Like as soon as I posted.
Good.
So I was just like, like that was good. Like my friends, they was calling me. They was like, Carmen, your video went up. So I was like, let me go ahead and do hair. So I turned the guest room into a hair salon, and I started getting more and more clients.
So you went back home.
Right.
From when
I
you
went
left home
back home
and turned in.
And I was like, let me get a job because I had recently got fired from Walmart. I was like, let me start doing hair. So I started doing my friend's hair. I made me a booking site. And ever since then, I just been doing hair. Like I went from the house to my uncle's shop. Then after that, I got a suite in the back of the shop, and now I'm in my own suite.
So when you were in the shop, what kind of shop were you in?
I was in a barber shop. I was actually working right next to my uncle and another barber. So it was kind of like, like.
So if somebody was considering doing the same thing that you're doing, so talk to me about what's your style? Like what kind of hair are you doing? What's your, your specialty?
Okay, so my specialty is quick weaves and ponytails. That's what I'm majoring. I love doing quick weaves and I love doing ponytails. I started off doing ponytails and then I got into quick weaves. And now I do quick weaves, ponytails, and I do knotless in somewhat type of form, you can say.
Okay.
Is there anything you would do differently based on how you started it and where you at now? Like if you're looking back, what would you have done differently?
If I was looking back, I would say when you first start, your friends is not going to be your big supporter at all. Like, that's one thing I had to realize. Like, I would always, like, go to my mom and be like, dang, such and such don't post my work, or such and such, she don't do this, or she don't come get her hair done. But I had to realize it's going to be the people that you don't know, or the people that you would think that would never come to you, or it would be the people that, you looked up like, oh, she's pretty, and that's going to be your number one supporter. Like, they're the ones that's going to repost your stuff. They're the ones that's going to pay you without asking for a discount. them the ones that's gonna support you the most, because your friends gonna always feel like you owe them, and that's not how it go. You don't owe them anything. You don't need to give them no discount. If your friend's your friend, they gonna pay whatever you want them to pay.
Whatever
So
your
I
prices
say
are.
when you're doing hair, don't ever look for your friends to be your biggest supporter. Don't let them tell you, oh, don't charge this or you can't do this. Because at the end of the day, if you think you can do hair, then you can do hair. And can't nobody else tell you that you can't do hair, because you know your worth. Nobody else does. So
Pretty good. So do you have a end goal, or like what's your plan as far as how far you trying to go as far as your business, and if you plan on expanding or teaching classes? Tell us what you're thinking about.
So I recently just taught my first quick weave class. It's actually on my page. I just taught my first quick weave class. I do like classes. I don't know if in the future I'm gonna want to do classes, but I would say in the future I do want to do hair. I don't take this as a short time at all. I do want to expand
That's
with
good.
it. And I think and maybe like in the long run, like I give it about 2 years, I like to have my own shop and have people working for me instead of me working. I mean, I'm still gonna be working, but I rather me have less
Staff.
yeah
That sounds
staff
like
working
property
for
ownership
me.
coming
Yeah.
along the way here. So
Okay.
Carmen, so tell me like monetarily, like what did you need to get started? Like how much money do you think? What was your first, like your booth rent? What is that like? Did you have to pay like an entry fee to go into the barbershop? I know this your uncle, he probably gave you a discount. But just think about booth rent. Like if a young lady is thinking like, this is what I want to do too, because I have a talent. Like what would you suggest? How much money do they need to have to start up? And booth rent for a particular like location. I know you said you're in a salon suite now. What's the difference in the booth rent that you're paying?
Okay, so I was working in my uncle's shop. It was never a discount given. It was never. At first I expected a discount because I'm like, like this my uncle, and I've been knowing them for how long, and not even that. I grew up, in that barbershop, so I was never, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to pay what everybody else paid. When I first was finna move in the shop, I had my mind set on when I was supposed to like move in, when I had wanted to move in. And I was scared at first because I'm like, dang, like, what if my clientele drop? What if I wasn't able to pay my booth rent? Like, what if something was to just come up? But in all reality, if your work good, people gonna come to you regardless. So I had to learn that. And I was paying $75 starting off. I was paying that until January 1st. I started paying $125. And at first I was kind of like, like mad because I was paying $125 for a booth. And when I would go look on other people, they was paying that almost for a suite. So I'm like, I'm paying this and I'm working next to two men. So I was kind of disappointed in that. But at the end of the day, I can say when people see that you are in the shop, your clientele builds because, they see that you're in a, professional, location, and you're not working out your house because, something can always go down at your house. Like it can get shot up, anything, versus a shop.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, you have strangers coming to your house to get your hair done, so I can imagine it's a potential risk.
So, and people out here, like people that don't like you, they can just, you never want to just give out your address, where you lay your head.
Know where you stay.
Right.
So exactly. Me personally, I feel like once you, build your clientele enough to where you can get in the shop, I definitely say get in the shop because you never want everybody knowing where you stay at. Like, oh, ride past, oh, Carmen stay right there. Like, no, I definitely don't agree with that. When I got my first suite in the back, I was paying the same price that I was paying for a booth next to two men. And I really did, like my space or whatever. It was real cute. But me personally, I really like my suite better. It's real ducked off. Can't nobody, I always say, if you can pay this, you could pay. Like, it just don't be scared to spend your money because me personally, when I first started doing hair, I didn't start off with no money. Like,
So people so somebody that comes to you, they bring their own hair.
yeah.
Or do you supply the hair?
No.
Do you?
When I first started, I was not supplying hair. I supplied the styles because I don't include my deposit in my hairstyles. So I would always take the deposit that people sent me and I would go buy my supplies with it.
Okay. Makes
And
sense.
I would tell them, come wash, blow dry, and come with your own hair. And me personally, I felt like it was like kind of like a, because when you're not providing hair, you really can't charge the amount that you want to charge because, you're not really, providing the hair. So when I first started out doing ponytails, I was like, you need 2 packs of this hair, 2 packs of that hair. And now that I'm in a suite, I buy my hair wholesale, so hair is included. And yeah.
So what's the typical price for a weave, a quick weave?
So a quick weave is $120. Depending on if you want hair included, it's $300 and up. Depending on if you want hair included. A ponytail is $85, $10 deposit. So our reality, you're paying me $95. And braids, they start off at $130 hair included. You have to add your length. So and all, you're probably paying me like a good little $160, $170 for that. So yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. So are you seeing, you're booked. I know you're booked all the time because we tried to book you for the podcast and you was booked and working. So I know you working a lot. So you feel like what's your like how you say like how many clients a day are you having like when you're doing hair? And what's like your busiest day?
My busiest days is always weekends, Friday through Sunday. The most clients I've ever had in a day is 10. I normally get 10 clients on the weekend. On the weekdays, I get 5.
Okay.
That's the least amount of clients that I will get is 5 in a day. And
I got another question. I want to go back to inspiration because at some point in your life you had to see somebody working hard and doing their own thing. You got entrepreneurs in your family. So tell me who really inspired you to do your own thing, even though you did work other jobs, other places. But at some point, something in you
Who
had
inspired
to
you to be an entrepreneur?
something in you had to be
Yeah.
inspired to go this route. So let's talk about that.
okay, I will say my mom. My mom, she worked at the airport. And my mom made good money to me. Like, I was just like, at first I had wanted to work at the airport, like, with my mom because she got paid good. I just like the type of cars my mama had. Like, my mom had never had no, beat down car. So I was like, I basically like wanted that. I never really grew up in apartments. I always grew up in a house. I used to play sports, and when I was playing sports, like anything I needed, she always came through and got. But I would say my mom most definitely, like, it was never like a struggle. I never came up in a struggle. Like, she always made it happen no matter what. And
So you didn't never see her struggle, but you didn't know what she might have been. You just didn't
So-
feel the pain.
yeah.
So we see where that inspiration, as far as being an entrepreneur and that hard work come from. Because your mom used to do hair too.
Yeah, my mama a licensed hairstylist. She used to work in a salon. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh.
She used to work in the salon, and I used to go up there to her.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's
You
that
getting
inspiration.
emotional.
That's that
good.
love.
That's that
all.
love.
That's that love.
That's that love and support. So
Yeah.
you seen her struggling and hustling and making sure that you never felt her pain. You never felt when she didn't have it. You always had it.
And that's the indication of a great job she did with you, because look what she produced. She produced a hard-working young woman.
That's right.
Got
She out
her
here
own money.
hustling.
Got her own salon going. So she did a great job.
Yep, exactly.
Got to be proud of her and proud of you at the
That's
same time.
indirectly supporting you. So that's good. That makes you emotional. It's okay to be emotional.
And that's a huge blessing to have somebody, a mom, that can really show you how to do your own thing and not get in your way too much and give you
Right.
that freedom to be that entrepreneur that you became. Because you're doing great, Carmi. I'm proud of you.
I'm
Thank
proud of
you.
you too. Proud of you. Watching you grow up, I've been in the family for a long time. So just watching Carmen from when she was 5 and just dang, it's been a couple years later and she's doing great. That's a great inspiration to other girls too, because if you can do
it
it,
is a
they can
huge
do it.
inspiration.
What's your Instagram? Where can they find you, Carmen, if they wanted to find you and book you? Who you using to book?
My Instagram is Carmen Luxury Styles, KarmenLuxuryStylz. And I don't know the booking site. I don't know the booking site, but if you go to my page and you click the link in the bio, it will direct you to my booking site, so you can book an appointment, or you can DM me to book an appointment.
Okay.
Sounds good, Carmen.
Miss Booked and Busy.
Hey, if Carmen could do it, you young ladies
Yeah,
out there that
definitely
are
can
at
do it.
home, being kitchen beauticians
Yes.
and doing your own hair,
Everybody
your own
starts
lashes.
somewhere.
You got to
Everybody
start
starts
somewhere, and this is a great inspirational story to get you started. So thanks for following us today. Make sure you follow, like, and share. We're going to share Carmen's link for Instagram so that you guys can follow her if you're interested in going to get your hair in a quick weave, some braids. She got y'all.
And thank you for making time for us today, Carmen, in your busy schedule.
No,
Thank you.
It was her only day off, y'all.
Right.
So we got her here for y'all. So thank y'all for following us today.
Yeah. And anything else you want to say, Carmen?
No.
Before we out,
That's it.
that's it. Thanks for joining us.